wise woman builds her house, but the foolish tears it down with her own hands. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a bit different because I'm actually starting a new series on this channel where I'm going to be sharing with you my homemaking journey. I am learning how to be a homemaker as a single mother, and I wanted to kind of take you along and give you some tips if you are a single mom as well and you are also on this journey on being a homemaker. So I decided to actually decorate for fall this year. Usually I don't decorate, but I recently I have kind of had this desire to become more of a homemaker and not just a woman who has kids who cleans her house, you know. Previously I used to think that only like married moms or you are homemakers. You know, whenever you search on the internet, it's usually married moms that pop up that are sharing tips on homemaking and whatnot. And I used to think that that is, you know, that's what you had to be. You had to be married to be able to be a homemaker, because then you actually have a husband that you're, you know, preparing the house for. But now I have a different perspective of it, and I'm learning that I don't have to be married to be a homemaker. I can still be a homemaker for me and my children, and that is what I want to share with you on this video. Homemaking is such an important task for a woman to have, especially when you have children. I don't believe that homemaking is just about cleaning your house or cooking dinner. There is so much more to it than just doing those tasks. Homemaking is more of an art. It's about creating a space where your family feels comfortable, they feel like they can be themselves. And that is what I want to do for my children. I want to create an environment where they feel comfortable and they feel like they can be themselves, they can be happy, they can be who they want to be when they're here. They can escape from the trials of the outside and be home, you know. And I think in most cases I struggled so much, especially in the beginning years of I'm still in the beginning years of my single motherhood journey. I struggled so much, and there were so many times where I escaped my home, my house, to look for comfort in my parents' house because I felt so overwhelmed by all of the tasks that I had to do in my home that I just wanted to go somewhere else and escape it all. And for a long time, like, I really sought refuge somewhere else. And I, thought about that recently. Like, as the mother of my children, I am seeking refuge somewhere else because I feel uncomfortable in my own house. How does that make my children feel? So I had to make a huge difference and change my perspective and change my mindset and ask God to help me manage everything that I need to manage. So now, instead of running to my parents' house, and I thank God that I have that, support, that I can go to them whenever I need help. But instead of running to them, I want to create a space where I can be comfortable being myself and I can be able to relax in and not feel overwhelmed or not feel that I have to escape from because it's too much. And even more, I want to create a space where my children feel the same, so that they are comfortable being here and they are comfortable, being around me and not just feeling stressed because I'm stressed, That's what really inspires me to be a homemaker, to go beyond cooking, cleaning, and whatnot, and to actually create an environment that is homey, that is comfortable, that is loving, that offers grace, that is, stress-free as much as I possibly can. There are so many tasks that we have to do as homemakers that may not be appealing. Everything that we do is mundane, but there are some tasks that may seem more laborious than others. For me, that is laundry. I always dread doing laundry, and I always have a tendency to put it off until it becomes too much, and then I have no choice but to do it. But I'm learning that if I actually associate the task with something enjoyable, like watching a TV show or listening to a podcast, then it's much easier for me to actually perform the task without feeling like I am doing something that is boring.
Hired by an awesome stylist who is one of the best in the business. She had been taught at Martha Stewart, which is basically grad school for styling, and I assisted her for 5 years, and she taught me everything. I was a stylist in New York and then moved to LA in 2007, and there was way less styling work here, so I was just watching a lot of TV, HGTV specifically, and I thought, wouldn't it be hilarious if I moved to LA and tried to get on it?
Today I'm actually taking a class on home interior design for building better habits. As I've mentioned before, I am learning how to be a better homemaker, which includes creating a space that is inviting, and with that comes knowing your sense of style when it comes to how to decorate and design your home. This class by Anna Masu helps you learn more about your design style and how to incorporate different elements that match your design into your home to make it much more homey and much more of a place where you can feel comfortable. I love taking classes like this and more on Skillshare, and I actually want to say a huge thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. You can explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. They have a lot of classes that you can take, and these ones include classes on graphic design, photography, creative writing, fine art, filmmaking. You can take classes on entrepreneurship, and even the interior design class that I am taking right now. All of those classes are available for you with no ads and they are always bringing new premium classes so that you can be able to explore more and more different topics. Skillshare offers membership with meaning, and they were actually kind enough to offer the first 1,000 of my subscribers who click the link in the description a free 1-month trial of Skillshare so you can start exploring your creativity today. So be sure to click the link down below and start learning. Motherhood has really helped me understand what's really important. It's not really about having the best career or the cleanest house. It's about taking care of what you have been given, what God has, given you, and making sure that you're nurturing that gift and taking care of it like God would have wanted you to take care of it. Raising children is such an important task because it shapes our society, it shapes our world. Everything that we are, all that we know, started at home. It started by our parents and how they taught us those things. That's why I am beginning to take even more, my responsibilities much more seriously now, because I understand this now. I didn't understand it as much before. Home is where we learn how to be, how to behave, how to interact. Home is where we come to be comfortable, where we come to be ourselves, where we grow, where we learn who we are. And so it's so important that we create spaces that are homey, that we can feel comfortable in, and that our family can feel comfortable in. I think one of the biggest things for me that has made me appreciate homemaking even more is learning that in doing this, in folding laundry or cleaning up after my kids, I am doing it as a service to them. It's not just a task that I have to do. My folding the laundry, my cleaning the floors, my picking up the toys is a service to my kids, showing them that I love them and that I appreciate them enough to devote the time and energy to create a space that they can be able to be free in, that they can be able to be excited in. And that really makes me excited about doing it. Even more than that, I learned recently that doing tasks like this, taking care of your house, taking care of your kids, is actually honoring to God, because you're being a good steward of what He has given you. And that to me makes me happy that I can actually, that by washing dishes, by putting away laundry, I am honoring God. That makes me feel so good inside, because sometimes you can feel like you're losing yourself in motherhood. But when you can understand that you're not really losing yourself, you're actually gaining and giving, it gives a really different perspective, and one that you can be able to look upon when you feel discouraged. Having shared all of that with you, I want to put across the fact that being a single mom and a homemaker is extremely challenging. Unless you're getting assistance from the government, or you have a great support system, it's really hard to be a homemaker and the breadwinner, because you not only have to worry about the responsibilities of your household, you have to also make sure that you are working so that you can be able to provide for your household. And that can be really stressful and challenging. And I've definitely faced that, and I thank God that I'm at a place right now where I can work from home and be with my children and be a homemaker. So I don't have to stress too much about going to work and taking my children to daycare. I can be with them at home. But I realize that that's not the case for a lot of people. And even with me being at home, it's still pretty challenging to do this, because you have to find a balance between taking care of the house and also working, and both tasks require you to be available full time. So I definitely have struggled with those, and I want to share with you during this series how I am learning to be both a homemaker and the breadwinner of my household, because it's going to look different than a woman who's married, because she doesn't have to worry about the bills per se. She mostly has to be just concerned about taking care of the responsibilities in the house. So if you're a single mom and you're thinking, how can I even do this? How is this even possible? I know that it seems daunting, and I have felt like that because I believe that God has put a desire in my heart to be a homemaker, but I did not know how it would be possible. But I'm hoping that I can be able to share with you what I'm learning during this series, so that you can be able to go with me through this journey. So if you are that mom as well, let me know that in the comments. Let's go through this together, learning how to take care of our homes and taking care of the bills at the same time. It's a challenge, but nothing is impossible with God. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will be making more of this, so be sure to subscribe for more content like this. And let me know down below your thoughts on homemaking. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.